Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Welgo, and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about WoW a little bit, so let's jump right in. So why do I want to talk about WoW today? Well, I've been noticing a trend after I've been playing for the past couple weeks and the past expansion, really, and it's been kind of bothering me. I want to see if it's something that's been out there all this time and I've just now noticed it, or if it is a brand new trend, because frankly, it's ruining the game. Before we get into talking about this trend, I want to give you guys my background with World of Warcraft in case you guys don't really know that. I've been playing WoW since late Burning Crusade, but this expansion is the one I've been playing the most because, as for those of you that know and those of you that don't know, I made the decision that I'm going to play this one through because since Wrath of the Lich King, I have never played an expansion from start to finish. The reason I really didn't was because I either had a lack of funds at the time or I've had no guildmates, and that no guildmates is going to play into us talking about this. Now, my experience with this trend is based off of a couple of instances I've had recently that's been more and more frustrating to me after each one. The first one that kind of started this all was, it was in Uldir. I was a part of a pug raid, and I was kicked before Zool because I had low DPS. Yet on all my damage counters, I was third place on the chart. I refresh after every fight. I was third place after every fight. But I was told that I need to go and work on my gear, get some more gear, and then come back when I understand my class more. However, if I can't do the raid, which at the time is the highest level gear, because I wasn't PvPing at the time, how am I supposed to get better gear? I could do mythics, I could do mythic pluses, but at that time, mythics were about the same level as normal Uldir, so it didn't make any sense to me. The other instances, I've been not allowed into a raid because I didn't have achievements. But the thing is, I applied to get into that raid week 1, and I had no guild for me to run the raid with, and LFR on week 1 didn't even open up. Only the first wing of the raid opened up on week 2. So how am I supposed to get achievements to run in these raids if I have nobody to run the raid with? Now, why is this trend a problem? Well, there's a couple reasons to why we need to kind of focus on this and try to fix it. Because one, it alienates players, players like myself who don't have a guild or have just recently joined a guild and they're trying to get their stuff together. And I'm not one to just go in and be the raid 100% perfect 100% of the time. I like enjoying the raid, having fun, and doing that. So when you alienate these players who may not have a guild or the guild's not ready to run yet, who want to go in and get the experience and learn a bit for their guild, but they can't get in because you don't have achievements, you aren't the highest tier level gear, it really alienates the player base. Not only that, it creates this misplaced elitism that people are better than others because they have these achievements, they have this gear and everything like that, and they don't understand not every player's like that. It also creates these run buyers who their only option left is to go into the group finder, find the raid that's sitting there with 1 DPS that says, hey, we're selling guild runs, get your achievements and everything. And then that creates more misplaced elitism because now this person who bought this run for thousands of gold got through the raid, now they could say, oh, look at me, I have all these achievements, I have this gear, I have yada yada, I have yada yada. And now they go into one of these other groups that now they can get in, and they don't know the fights. Well, now you've got somebody who bought their run, didn't spend time learning it, didn't spend time earning the gear, and now you're going to kick them anyway when the person who's 3 item levels below what you're hoping for and only has 2 of the 3 achievements, person who knows all the fights, and now you've got them unable to apply to your group. Finally, it motivates unsubscribing to the game. For me, I know for a lot of times when I didn't have a guild and the guilds I did try to make or I tried to join that eventually fell through and nobody played, it really demotivates me because the one thing I want to do is I want to raid. I want to clear these raids and I want to beat these end game bosses. But if I'm not allowed into these pug groups and I have to wait 4 to 5 weeks after the raid drops in order to experience it all through looking for raid and not get any gear because I've got some through mythics and stuff, what's the point of me wanting to play this if I can't play the content that I want to? So I might as well stop paying my subscription and go do something else with my time. So what can we do to fix this trend? Well, the first thing would be to understand your group. If you are pugging, then you're more than likely going to get people who don't know the fight. Most of the time when you pug, it's because your guild members aren't online, but you don't want to skip your raid day. So, you need to understand that as soon as you list your guild to pug some players, you may not be getting top tier raiders. If you had top tier raiders, then you wouldn't be pugging. So understand that some people aren't going to know the fights. There's going to be some people who don't have the achievements, and there's going to be some people who may be an item level or two underneath where you're hoping for. You can be selective to a T, but when you're waiting for the 400 plus item level DPS to carry you through your normal run, but you have 5 or 6 people who are sitting right at the correct item level waiting to get in, why not take one of those people? Because I bet you those 400 item level top tier raiders, they're raiding with their guild. Second, a wipe isn't bad. Wiping on a boss isn't that bad. In the first week of a raid, you should be expecting wipes. Most recently, I got into a Battle of Drazhar lore raid, and we wiped twice on a boss, and then we lost 60% of the raid because they don't want to keep wiping. They don't want to spend their time going through relearning the fights for people who never learned it, who don't watch Fat Boss TV, yada yada yada. But they could watch Fat Boss TV. They might have read the Dungeon Journal. But unless you're in the game, it's hard to really understand it completely. Now, there's reading about how to do a math problem and then actually doing the math problem. Sometimes it's not a one-to-one. Same thing applies to the raids. In the second week, you should expect wipes still, but less than in the week 1. And in the third, then you could start getting upset by the wipes. But you have to remember, when you're pugging for a group, there's potential for more wipes than you're used to. And it goes back to understanding your group. Understand that not everybody you're going to pug is a top tier raider. And there's going to be people who stand in the fire. Yes, it's frustrating, but it's a part of the process. And they will learn, they will do better. Just give them a chance. One wipe doesn't mean that somebody shouldn't be in a raid. Finally, just get your head out of your ass. We are all not Method or Limit or any of the other top tier guilds that are racing for world's first mythic kill. You know, we're casuals, semi-serious raiders, but we know there's not going to be a perfect run on the first time. Now, speaking of Method, they wiped on Jaina nearly 300 times before they finally got her right. But you can't give more than 2 attempts on the first boss of Drazhar lore a chance because you think it's easy and that people who can't beat it are trash. Show some patience. If you are part of Method and you do that, or you want to be a part of a different thing, go for it. But please get your head out of your ass. So what do you guys think? Is this something that's always been a part of World of Warcraft, but I'm just now noticing it because I'm playing a full expansion through? Or is it something brand new and a result of dungeon and looking for raid finder and this whole idea that you can get it done right away and instantly? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for coming in and listening to my Thrall talk. I appreciate your time watching this, and I will see you in the next video.